Chapter 699. Upon examining the body, it was indeed the second prince, and on his body were peculiar wounds that couldn't have been made by either a sword or magic. Wounds that couldn't have been inflicted by sword or magic. Everyone grasped what that implied. The knights were certain that these wounds were inflicted by the abilities of an awakener. Combining this with the location where the body was found and the fact that the second prince had intended to visit the cavalry the previous day, the conclusion seemed obvious. Therefore, we seek permission to search this area for traces of the second prince and the perpetrator, they declared, their faces leaving no room for refusal. Either observed the knight's rigid expression and pondered. Rejecting the request in such circumstances would indirectly admit the cavalry's involvement. We must agree, but still. The thoughts that had just passed through Yuda's mind were voiced aloud by Kishir. First, allow me to express my condolences for the unfortunate fate that had befallen the second prince of Honi. The cavalry will naturally cooperate in seeking justice for him. However, before requesting a search, isn't there something obvious that should be done first? A slight smile spread across Kishir's face as he gazed at the knight. As the commander of the cavalry is present, it would be proper to meet with us first and hear our side of the story from last night before making any search requests. Do you already have evidence that the second prince definitely set foot here and I am the only one unaware of it? Or did you decide my words are unnecessary for your search? Either way, this is quite disappointing. Indeed, this was what had irked Yudhar. If the second prince was found dead on his way to the cavalry, it was only logical to first question Kishir and the other members before requesting a search. Skipping this step and proceeding directly to an internal search was nothing short of disrespecting the cavalry. The knight's face betrayed his awkward realization upon hearing Kishir's words, acknowledging their hasty approach. This was not our intention, Duke Paleta, he hastily clarified. I'm standing here as the commander of the cavalry. Please address me accordingly. Understood, cavalry commander. We hastily assumed that the prince visited here last night based on the testimony of his servants. However, the knight hesitated before continuing. We were anxious because the servants and horses that accompanied the prince have yet to be found. We thought their traces might still be here. If they are still alive, we must act quickly. But indeed, I admit my haste was inappropriate, and I apologize. Confronted with a Kishir different from the one known through rumors, the knight seemed to finally grasp the rising influence of the cavalry. While the apology wasn't entirely satisfactory, Kishir decided to accept it, considering the knight's reasoning. If the servants and horses were still missing, prioritizing a search over an investigation was not unreasonable. Kishir nodded in agreement. Very well, I accept your apology. Let us then assist in the search together. Knights with stern faces entered and began inspecting various areas of the headquarters. The members of the cavalry, the imperial army, and volunteers who were busy with their duties initially looked on in wonder but soon disregarded the intrusion, recognizing Kishir and Yudhar standing firm behind them. Their adaptability was impressively swift. However, as Sir Randall traversed the stables, storehouse, annex, and other old buildings without finding any unfamiliar people or horses, his expression gradually darkened. I had thought perhaps someone might have entered the headquarters without our knowledge, but it appears there are no significant traces to be found, mused Kishir, shrugging as he gazed at the empty backyard. Are you truly saying the second prince did not visit here? That's right. Since we closed the gates last night, not a soul, not even a mouse, has come through. Why would I lie about such a matter? If you're skeptical, I might as well tell you everything we did last night. First, Kishir effortlessly recounted their activities to Radal. After closing the gates and ceasing to receive official visitors, Kishir had dinner, checked on accumulated work, spent time with Yudhar, observed the interrogation of those caught in the underground fighting ring, took a bath, and then went to sleep. All these activities were witnessed by others, so I can bring forth as many witnesses as you wish. Oh, and of course, you may want to investigate the schedules of others too. Who are you curious about? My adjutant? My assistant? The head of the southern branch? Or maybe the guards at the gate? No, that's not. Let me start with my assistant, Yudhir Ale, who is a genius with both outstanding abilities and beauty and who spends the most time with me. Radal, delayed in his response, found himself swiftly inundated with detailed accounts of not only Yudhir and Nathan Zuckerman, but also Kurga and every other member present. Radal must have felt a mix of awe and discomfort, but not as much as the nearby members who overheard everything. Wait, how did you know I sneaked down to the dining hall last night and stole 3 loaves of bread? I was sure no one saw me. Hold on, Commander. Why would you mention in front of Yudhir that I pretended to go to the bathroom to escape the evening training? Please, no more. That's enough. Now I understand that you and the others did not see the second prince yesterday. Really? Just hearing it is enough? Yes, that's sufficient. If I need more, I will verify it myself. Radal exclaimed hastily, while Kishir nonchalantly offered to reveal more if desired. Yudhir noticed several knights approaching the first Princess Myra. Each bore the crest of Honi on their chest. Princess Myra, why were you here, really? Did your activities and destinations yesterday, which you kept secret, have anything to do with this place? Their voices sounded concerned, suggesting they were knights loyal to Myra. I told you I came here because of an idiot relative. That's a relief, but with what happened to the second prince, people will start misinterpreting your intentions. Did you happen to cross paths with the second prince? Not only did I not meet him, but since arriving in Charloin, we haven't even spoken. You know, we stayed in different lodgings, don't you? Indeed, that's the case. According to her, as soon as she and the second prince learned that the Nukijo fighting arena had been destroyed and a young relative of their house had been captured, they had both hurried to Charloin, choosing separate residences. Though staying separately, they had a rough idea of each other's intentions through their informants. I came to the cavalry under the pretext of finding a way to rescue Melvin, keeping it a secret from others. The second prince surely knew what I was actually planning to do. I too had heard shortly after he said he would visit the cavalry. That's why I was worried while meeting Duke Paleta yesterday. Thus, Myra had naturally assumed the second prince would have met Kishir secretly under the cover of night and then returned to his lodging. I did hear about Ashraf returning to his lodging, but I didn't think it strange as I don't receive reports on such details. That's how it was, but the second prince did not come to us yesterday. Kishir succinctly stated the position. Myra could doubt as much as she wanted, but she chose to believe their words. The timing is just too unfortunate. Why would such an incident happen now of all times? One of the knights, casting a glance at Radal, sighed heavily. The knights' somber faces seemed to confirm their belief that this incident would negatively impact Myra as well. If the second prince is dead, isn't Myra the only remaining heir? Why such a reaction? Despite sensing their gloomy demeanor, Myra was not intimidated. With a furrowed brow, she straightened her back and spoke clearly. The most important thing now is to clearly determine why and how Ashraf died. I don't want to act considering whether this event could be advantageous or disadvantageous to me. So I understand the suspicions Sir Radal had shown towards me, and I will fully cooperate with the forthcoming investigation. First Princess. The knight's expressions darkened and then solidified with resolve. Yudhir, having inadvertently overheard their conversation, sensed the deep respect Myra commanded among her people. Then it seems there is nothing more to be found here. How about this? We proceed to where the second prince's body was found and assist in the investigation. At that moment, Kishir made a proposal to Radal.